It's a breaking news situation now. For the last couple of hours, what we've been seeing is an expansion of the war in West Asia, in the Middle East. But the big question is this, and the hope is this, that this expansion could in fact end, and one hopes that it does, in as much time as, as soon as it started. By which I mean a couple of hours back, approximately at 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time, Iran launched a volley of ballistic missiles at the Al-Udeid airbase of Qatar in Doha. These were all intercepted. One missile is believed to have struck an open ground. There were no further attacks by the Iranians on any other American base in the region. Remember, there are between 40 and 50,000 American soldiers deployed in naval bases and air bases and military bases across the region over so many countries. There is also information which has now come in, which suggests that Iran may have informed Qatar a couple of hours in advance that Al-Udeid would be attacked. We also know that Al-Udeid had been evacuated before the attack, perhaps days before, with the needle of suspicion being on the possibility of an attack targeting Al-Udeid. We do know that Iran, according to some reports, did reach out through diplomatic channels to the United States and to Qatar directly. Now, following the attack, Qatar did issue a statement where they said that they have the right to respond. But in as much as they said that, they also said that, look, it was Qatar which warned Israel against escalation in this particular crisis. And therefore, it's rather bizarre that Qatar itself should be impacted. Now, as a result of all of this, unfortunately, there are no casualties in Qatar. There's been a massive impact, however, on air travel across that region. At one stage, the airspaces of 5 countries, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, and Bahrain, were shut down. And there were dozens of aircraft in the skies which had to return to their point of origin or divert to the handful of air bases or airports, I should say, which were open. But now in the last 20, 25 minutes, in fact, less than that, Flight Radar 24 reporting that slowly air traffic is returning to normal. It'll take some time for it to become normal, I should say, but it's restarting. Flights out of Dubai are operating. I was just tracking an Emirates flight from Dubai to Delhi, which has taken off about 20 minutes back. Be that as it may, there is a suggestion that Iran may want to right-size what it's done now. Is this some sort of an off-ramp? Joining us now, Avner Cohen, Professor of Non-Proliferation and Terrorism Studies. Professor Cohen, thanks very much for being with us. Do you believe that Iran is looking for an off-ramp, just as far as targeting America is concerned?
Yeah, to what extent they would like to continue with the conflict with Israel, it's unclear. As I mentioned earlier when I talked to you, Israel, from its perspective, would like to end these things in the coming days. I understand there was some indications through third parties that the Israelis would like to reach at least informal understanding of quiet versus quiet on both sides. I think it will take some time, if at all, to reach some kind of new agreement, if at all, on the nuclear issue. So there is no much any near-term expectations on that. But I think the Israeli, it was very costly, those 11 days of total warfare. The Israeli element of the Israeli Air Force spending so much time over Tehran, 1,800 kilometers away from home, from Israel. It's required a lot of logistics, a lot of command and control units, a lot of all sorts of support system. It's already 11 days. Israel believe it achieved its purposes. It moved into various kinds, in its bombing, into various kinds of regime targets.